the 7th of November. Good day to those of you on the West Coast. Good morning to those of you on the East Coast. Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Coppola. I am your NABO National Chair, and I'm here to chat for just a couple of minutes about all of the great things coming up for NABO members and those who wish to be members. And that's where I'm going to start. It's our membership campaign right now. That goes through November 30th. There are deep discounts on membership. One in particular I want to point out, and it's for our next gen participants. So women who are in college, women who are in their 20s, maybe even sneaking into their 30s, our next generation of entrepreneurs qualify for our next gen membership. And with the membership drive discounts right now, a next gen membership for an entire year, and our year is rolling. So if you joined today on November 7th, you would have a membership through November of 2024 for only $72 for the entire year. That's a great savings. And for many of our other members, there is also a $48 savings for you to join during our membership drive. If you're a chapter leader, or you're a chapter member, or if you're one of our virtual members, I would encourage you to bring along a friend, either to one of our remote virtual events, or if you have a location, a chapter, a community of NABO near where you live and work, please bring someone along and introduce her to the power of NABO. You know, we have 3 pillars for our organization. One is advocacy, one is education, and the third is leadership. And bringing in new members serves all of those pillars and introduces women entrepreneurs. Maybe they're your vendor. Maybe they're your client. Maybe they're your next door neighbor, right? Could be your sister or cousin. Introduces them to the power that NABO brings to the table for women entrepreneurs across the country, frankly, across the world. So we invite you to get energized. We invite you to join the Love Letter to NABO campaign. And for our chapter leaders, you will see or have just seen your monthly newsletter hit your email box. I saw it just about 15 minutes ago. So lots of details in there, including toolkits and the like. The next thing I want to touch on just briefly is our diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging survey. This is a top priority for NABO. We want everyone to feel as if she belongs in this organization. It is a top priority. And the only way for us to know if we are hitting the mark, and a good way for us to know what opportunities, right, are available for us or challenges we're facing that we need to do better on, is for you, our members, to please take what is a very short diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging survey, because we have a goal by 2025, so that's by our 50th anniversary, to become the most inclusive and diverse organization for entrepreneurial women across the United States. We can only do that with your help. And one way you can help us is to take that very short survey, give us some feedback, right? Just like we say all the time to our clients, please give me feedback so I know that I'm either doing what you're expecting or I'm alerted to ways I can improve. It's the same thing with a NABO survey. We're looking for your input because you are the most important people to us, our members. We're here to serve you. So please tell us what we're doing well and tell us what we could do better. We are committed to this initiative. We have Megan Patton from the Cleveland chapter. Go Cleveland, three-peat on chapter of the year. She's heading our DEI&B committee along with another board member, Trisetta Briggs, and many of you from our membership who have volunteered their time to be on that committee. So please help us with that. We'd be very grateful for your assistance. Next, I'm going to look ahead, right? We know that we've just come off last month an amazing WBC, the Women's Business Conference in Austin. Thank you to our Austin friends for being such amazing hosts. Thank you to our HQ team, all of our vendors, all of our corporate partners, to Bank of America for being our presenting sponsor, and for all of you for being there. I have never had as much fun at a WBC as I had this year. And we have a survey out on that too. Again, tell us what we did well, but more importantly, tell us what you'd like us to do better, because we're always looking for ways to improve. And that was last month. And if we look ahead to January, I know it's only November, but I feel like January will be here tomorrow. Leadership Academy is January 28th through the 30th. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. I happen to know, and I think many of you saw at the WBC, our Charlotte chapter sisters are incredibly excited for us to join them in their beautiful city. We will be there for an opening reception on the 28th, hosted by the Charlotte chapter. And then the 29th and the 30th for our Leadership Academy. Once again, this year, it will be a dual tracked academy. One track focused on leadership in the nonprofit sphere, including NABO, and one track focused on leadership in your professional life. And leadership takes on all forms, right? It takes on bringing people along, right? It takes the form of being a solid mentor, being a solid advocate for those you want to help, identifying and finding people who can help you, both as mentors and advocates. And of course, the notion of wellness, to make sure that we are well suited to continue to build our businesses, be successful, and really prime the economic engine of this country of ours. There are millions and millions of women business owners. Last number I saw out of the federal government was 13 million and growing. There are so many of us, and we need to take good care of ourselves. Just like that old saying, put on our own oxygen mask first before we help others. That's what Leadership Academy helps us to do. It gives us a couple of days to focus on ourselves, to build ourselves, to, some people say, to fill up our own lamps so that we're ready to go out there and slay the dragon. So tons of things going on at Leadership Academy. We have the network of all of you joining us. We will have these dual learning tracks. We have a keynote from Amanda Brinkman. I'm looking down at my notes. She created, produced, and hosted the Emmy-nominated Hulu series, Small Business Revolution. So if you're streaming Hulu, check her out. She'll be with us in Charlotte. So much more. So we're really looking forward to that. And just like we did in Long Beach last year at Leadership Academy, the final afternoon will be a giving back initiative in the community. So watch your emails and watch nabo.org for more information about Leadership Academy. And registration will open very soon. So please have that on your calendar and start checking out, flights and tolls to get you to Charlotte, North Carolina at the end of January. And then finally, I would be remiss if I didn't talk for just a moment about NABO and its nonprofit status. And what this leads me to is year-end giving. If you're inclined at all, as we enter the holiday season, to think about how you can give back, we'd be incredibly grateful for you to consider adding NABO to your philanthropic, let's see if I can say that word, efforts this year. Meaning, can you make a small donation to NABO? We've seen some considerable donations. Darla Beggs, I'm looking at you. Thank you again so much for your commitment. And modest donations help too. Please don't think just because perhaps you would be able to donate $25 that that's too small, that that's not recognizable? Let me tell you, it is. As someone in my role as your volunteer chair of the board, working with our treasurer and the other members of our board, we pay very close attention to the bottom line. Our CEO, Jen Earl, and her team do an amazing job, and we can always use more support. So I would ask you a gift to the NABO Institute, which is our 501c3. That's the Internal Revenue Code section. A charitable foundation is tax deductible, and 100% of your donation to the NABO Institute goes to our educational programming. So I encourage you to consider NABO during this holiday giving season. You will see some ways to do that when you see the NABO and You Sunday e-blast that comes out every week, and Giving Tuesday is coming up. So please consider that if you would during this next 6 or 8 weeks through the end of 2023. And so with that, I will sign off with just a note that we finished our very successful Women's Business Conference, WBC, in Austin, as I said. And our next one will be June of 2025 in Washington, D.C., the birthplace of this organization and the place where we will celebrate mightily our 50th anniversary as an organization serving women entrepreneurs and propelling them into economic, social, and political spheres of power across our country and worldwide. So with that, I'm Lisa Coppola, your NABO chair. You may always reach out to me if you have a question or concern. And I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being with me.